Okay, breeders, today is Sunday, August 13th, and it's this is week 29. I started training this week. A couple days, just crated all the birds, put them in the carriers, give them a few minutes, release them in the yard. Friday, we moved out to our first spot. There's a dirt road that runs behind the property here. And right where it turns the pavement, I Google Earthed it, and it's 1.2 miles. It's pretty much on the other side of my land. It's a big clear cut area, and that's where the road is. It wasn't what I expected. We turned all the birds loose in small groups, and I watched them all fly away. I could see them, the flock in the area, which would be directly over the house. And when I got here, there was only 5 pigeons, and something must have come through and scared them because it scattered the whole group. And the biggest flock that had come in was about 40 pigeons, and other than that, everything was either single bird or 2s and 3s, and it lasted all day long, all the way up till dark. They were still trickling in. We ended up losing 24 birds, which is terrible, but from a mile away, you know, they should never got scattered like that. That's just one of those things that when I have to make these videos every week, we're just gonna have to understand that things happen in pigeon racing. Saturday, that was Friday. Yesterday, I just let the birds out to loft fly for the fact that if there was any stragglers in the area, I wanted to get them brought back in. As they seen the group, they would surely head this way. As it turns out, there was, I believe, 8 or 9 that as soon as it opened up the traps, they started popping. So they had got here or were in the area and then came right in. The only benefit to that is that after Friday's toss, every bird here knows how to find his way home by himself without having just following in a group. They all had to navigate after being scattered and find their own way. That's going to benefit the bird later down the road. His internal sensor is functioning. This morning we crated all the birds, and I took them back to that same spot, 1.2 miles, and all the birds came back, and it was the same as Friday. I could see the flocks. They were over the house. When I got here, it was just group after group coming in, landing, and then the clock is a little slow, but they're all here. They were just sitting on the roof enjoying the day, being out, and the 1 mile didn't really do anything for them. It's not really putting no pressure to make them want to come in. But we did have one more bird today, came from Friday's toss, showed back up in the clock, and as it reads now, there's 2 pigeons missing. Chances are they're right here around the area somewhere. They're just not going to come in until later on when they get hungry. But we had a bunch of rain for the last 4 or 5 days. I was able to got all the perches put in there. The birds are really enjoying that, them being instead of just sitting on the sill. Now they got a bunch of spots to fill up. But well, looked on as of today on the clock, I think there's 258. It's on Wind Companion. I'm going to take them to that area one more time and make sure they got it down perfect. That'll be 3 times to that spot. And then if you follow that road out to where it hits the main highway that we'll be using for training, it's 2.25 miles. So we're going to have one more toss at 1.2, and then I'm going to take them on out to 2.25, and we'll start training there a couple times there. When they got it down there, move on out probably only one time at 5 miles, and then we'll be out 10 or 12 miles and steady work our way out. But that's this week's video. I did get the race flyer made up for next year. There's a couple guys said I should already start planning and promoting for next year. So we got the flyer made up. There's only a couple changes. Everybody has said they love the idea that you get to send backup birds free of charge, and then you don't actually have to pay your perch fee unless I do a good enough job getting past 100. So we're going to keep that for next year also. Hopefully that'll you know, word's got out now. Hopefully that'll really increase, and we'll have a lot more birds next year than we did this year, and make for a bigger prize fund. There's only 3 major changes. This year I charged $100 for the 3 birds, 1 primary, 2 backups. After watching everything and calculating, keeping track of what it costs for each bird, I'm going to have to raise that to $130 when you send the team. And then after the 100, the backup birds is still going to be just $100, but I need a few extra dollars with that first group to make sure that all their costs are covered till the 100. The other change is only going to be 1 race next year. Everybody that I've talked to is surely entering their bird in the $250 race, and the $100 race is going to be an extra if they want to. So next year we're only going to have 1 race. It's going to be $250 entry fee. And the next thing that I changed is any bird that gets here after May 1st, from May 1st to June 1st, I'm not going to pull the 9th and 10th on. I pulled all the feathers this year, and I had to really hold the other birds back to wait for that last group that came in between May and June to get their feathers growed in, and they didn't get as much time flying and routing and all that stuff as I would have liked before we had to start training. So next year, if you want your bird to have its flights pulled, get it here before May 1st. And that last month we take birds, I won't be pulling their flights, and that way they'll have an extra 6 weeks of routing, flying around, and all that before we start training. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Enjoy your Sunday, and watch the Wind Companion all week for me training. We'll see how we do. Hopefully by next week's video we'll be out to 5 or 10 miles.